time. We're going to talk about China right now because the country's been very much in the news this week. We've been hearing about David Cameron's trade mission there. We also told you how 1,000 more Chinese teachers are being trained up to teach the language in this country, Mandarin that is. Well, one local manufacturer is thriving thanks to its links and exports with the country. Martek Marine, based in Manvers in Rotherham, makes safety and monitoring equipment for ships, and they've created 14 new jobs this year and seen their turnover reach nearly £7 million. Its biggest export market is China, where shipbuilding is expanding at a furious rate. Martek's chief executive is Paul Luen.
China, right from the start, was always going to be an important market for us to enter, and I come from a business where we had previous exposure to the Far East, but China specifically, we approached it really fresh, and we saw it critical to appoint a really strong trading partner that had representation in all of the major shipbuilding ports. Various different approaches that we could have followed for that. The first one was to utilise our existing network of peers in the UK marine equipment market and ask them which companies that they'd worked with or they would recommend. The other approach that we followed was to procure an overseas market information service report via one of the embassies in China that allowed them to draw up a short list of potential interested companies that we would then filter. And then what we did, we went out to China and interviewed various of the individual companies to see which felt that had the best cultural fit, and I think most importantly, which company had experience of working with Western companies and more so English companies, and shared the ambition that we had.
Very, very thorough preparation. That sounds essential if you're going to get into that market.
Our entry strategy was probably 8 years ago when China wasn't quite the force as a marine nation as it is now. So
was it a culture shock?
In some areas, yes. If you take the areas around Shanghai, well, they're relatively developed. But if you look at some of the other parts of China where the shipyards have been springing up, well, certainly infrastructure is significantly different to Shanghai, and you'd probably struggle to find an English speaker in some of the hotels that me and or some of my colleagues were staying in. So steep learning curve, but an essential learning curve if you're to be successful in China.
What advice would you give to other companies, those looking in that direction, thinking we ought to make a move?
Be there for the long haul. Don't expect that you're going to get short-term returns. You've got to be prepared to invest, not just time and money, but shoe leather, regular visits. Invest in getting to know the people, getting to know the culture. Be prepared to have some fun with them, and don't be off-put by some of the red tape that you'll come across, in particular some of the trade restrictions. It's important to familiarise yourself with what you need to be aware of to do business in China.
For you, is the future looking rosy because you put the preparation in and you've got these strong links now?
Absolutely, yes. It's like 25% of our turnover comes from China, and we've got quite a few new product enterprise launches that certainly China will have an appetite for. So we're very excited about what China offers for the future. We're mindful of currency risk, and in the light of the discussions at G20, that's something that all businesses need to be aware of. But if managed properly, then you've got every reason to look forward to success in China.
Doing well in China, Martek Marine from Manvers in Rotherham. That's their chief executive, Paul Luen.